second. Okay, untitled form. All right. Asmongold, guild, application. Okay, form description. A true test of... You know. Okay, untitled question. All right, question number 1. What's your class spec? Okay, option 1. Okay, so this is not multiple choice. How does this work here? Short answer, right? Is it short answer? Okay, short answer. Actually, I'll do paragraph for all of them. All right, class spec. Okay, this is good. Then we'll add in another one. How do I add another question? Class and spec, you want to raid as. You want to raid as. Okay, and let's see. Next one is going to be, let's see. Ask gender. I will ask if it's a girl or not, right? I definitely will. Make them required. Okay, just a second. What's the next one that I should go with? Class and spec. Current armory. Current WoW armory. Okay, option 1. Let's see, multiple choice. Another paragraph for that one. Okay, that should be fine. All right, now we'll get into the actual questions. Yeah, location. That's a good idea. And we'll make that paragraph as well. And that's why, because I don't want to recruit people that are, you know, like in like Antarctica and shit like that, right? Obviously, no penguins allowed in my guild. Name, ask for, yeah, social security number. Okay, just a second. Let me see what else I've got here. You think people are playing BFA? Yeah, there's a lot of people that are still playing BFA that want to play Classic. Yeah, I mean, it's if applicable. I'm going to do that. Yeah, if applicable, because some people might not actually have that. That's fine. Okay, question. This is question 4. So this should be bra size. Yeah, that's a good one. Let's see. Question 4, location. Why do you want to join the guild? Why do you want to join the guild? Okay, just a second. I'll do that for paragraph as well. Next one, what do you bring to the guild? Okay, that's a good question as well. Are you okay with sitting for boss fights? All right, let's see. Okay, next one, availability. I mean, anybody that's filling out a guild application this early for Classic WoW doesn't have anything else better to do. So I'm going to assume that they're always going to be around. Let's see. Are you no, I don't want to do that. Are you a raider? Sitting for boss fights. Oh yeah, that's actually a good idea. Let's do one right here. We'll add a question here. Age and okay. Actually, you know what? I'll just do like, yeah, age. Age, yeah, because I don't know about inviting like 12-year-olds into the guild. You know what I mean? That seems like it could be problematic. Okay, let's see what else beyond that. Yeah, 12F Cali. Holy shit, dude. Okay, professions. No, if they don't have professions don't matter. Like, you don't need professions to raid. You just go in there and do the bosses, right? If you're good. Let's see, what else is this? Because people lie? Exactly. Game experience, yeah. Previous raid experience. Okay, and that's a long text or ants. Let's see. Ask if they played the original vanilla. Who cares? I mean, why would it matter if they played the original vanilla? I mean, that's like 15 years ago. It's like, imagine, here's a good example of this, right? Imagine asking somebody if they used a computer 15 years ago and expecting them to use one now, right? It's completely different. And, or like really any game, like think of any game. Like, you guys probably played Halo 2 back in the day, right? Halo 1? Go back and play Halo 1 or Halo 2 back in the day, back now, right? Go back and play it now. You're not going to be as good as you used to be. And I don't really think that experience is transferable. You're going to forget a lot of the stuff. So I don't think it's going to be different. I don't think it's going to matter at all. Except vanilla isn't different. No, you're right. The computer analogy was a bad one. But like going back and playing a game that you played 15 years ago, you're not going to be as good as you used to be. So I'm not going to, who cares if they played actual vanilla? Who gives a fuck? Like if they're good at the game, they're going to be good at vanilla. Like if they're bad at the game, they're probably still going to be good at vanilla. Okay, let's see. Is Trump your president? No, I don't know about that. Private server experience? Well, that's previous raid experience. Private server and or live current WoW. Okay, good. So let's see. Question next question. All right, why Yeah, why do you want to join the guild? What do you bring to the guild? Do you have a mic? Okay, actually, I'm gonna make sure that I actually ask this one too. Do you stream? Okay, just a second. Let me go ahead and look for that one. That should be good. And that way, there's gonna be some people that want to join the guild just so they can get attention for their stream. And we want to be able to filter those people out. Loot distribution method? Well, that doesn't matter. Like, they just joined the guild. Like, I mean, the thing is that, yeah, not everybody's gonna get loot every week. Like, that's the way it goes in Classic. Like, literally, it would be impossible. Like, half of the raid will not get loot every single week. We're gonna do loot in Loot Council. Like, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna Loot Council the gear. And that doesn't mean I'm gonna get everything. It doesn't at all. But we're gonna Loot Council gear. And I obviously, we're gonna Loot Council. I'm gonna get the first Thunder Fury. That's what's gonna happen. Actually, let me make that. Are you okay? Okay with Loot Council? No. Here's the thing. I literally ran Loot Council in my guild in actual current WoW for 5 years. Over 5 years, actually. The amount of complaints that we had about loot was like a dozen. Maybe, probably less than that. And half of those happened at the beginning whenever we didn't know what we were doing. Like, we never had any problem at all, okay? Option 1. Oh, yeah. Paragraph. Yeah, short answer. Yeah, that should be fine. What are the raid times? Raid times are going to be basically during my streams. So, like, in the afternoon on Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm assuming. From E, are you okay with ninja looting? It depends. You should, if anybody ever ninja loots from a guildmate, then yeah, that's a problem. But if you do a group, and like, let's say you're just playing with some other like random ungilded nobodies, and you ninja loot their gear, I'm gonna go ahead and promote you, because that means you're gonna have better gear to help the raid. So it just kind of depends on what the issue is, right? But we'll figure things out one step at a time. Okay, are traps gay? No, but you are for asking that question. Okay, let's see, what else do we have here? Raiding on weekday afternoons? Yeah, I mean, like, look, I want a neat guild. I want a neat guild full of people that just want to play WoW all day. That's all I want, right? I just want a neat guild full of just, like, fucking neckbeards. That's what I want. Okay? A neat guild. You guys don't know what a neat is? Like, really? A neat is a person who is not in education, employment, or training. So that means you don't go to school, you don't have a job, and you don't give a fuck about having a job. The acronym NEAT was first used in the United Kingdom, but is spread to other countries and regions. Yes, exactly. So this is like, look, you look at the pictures here. Okay, so let's go back to that. I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to be. I guess it's some sort of like a medical thing. Great Britain people? Yeah, well, of course it originated in the United Kingdom, because over in Europe, nobody has a job. See, here's the problem. I didn't notice this until yesterday, right? Whenever I made the joke about like Europeans not having jobs and not knowing that the Earth is round and thinking the Earth is flat. There is nobody on this entire fucking Earth that has a thinner skin than Europeans. Like, the thing is, like, they always do the NA and EU memes, and they act like it's friendly banter, but as soon as you say anything bad about the EU, they get so fucking mad, dude. They get butthurt. They get so angry. They take it so personally. Meanwhile, Americans, if you make fun of America, they're like, haha, okay, cool, you know, and it's fine. But if you ever make fun of EU, oh my God, they get so mad, man. It's sad, isn't it? Americans, yeah, dude. A butthurt right now. I'm serious. Yeah, look at all. Yeah, unfollowed. Fuck you. That's a fucking lie. No, it's not, and you know it. You know it. You can make a million jokes about NA, and nobody's gonna care. Nobody's gonna take it personally. But the second that you make a joke about the EU, they're gonna flip the fuck out, bring out crime statistics and gun violence and everything else like that. You know, they are so serious about it. They act like it's banter, but no, they take that shit seriously. Everybody knows that, okay? Hashtag facts. Okay? The only good thing that Europe ever did is it made America. Alright? The second greatest country in the world. Number one, obviously, is Texas. Oh yeah, I forgot about we're doing the guild applications. Okay, let's see. What else do we have here? Alright, let's see. Loot Council, are you okay with Loot Council? So how are we going to like, okay, so let me actually think about this, right? Let me pull this up and show you guys. Where's a notepad document? So what matters in a Loot Council? So let me actually, this is a good question. Let me ask you guys this. All right. So what matters in a loot council? What matters in a loot council? Okay. So performance, attitude, seniority. Let's see, what else works? Current armor, current gear, gender. I'm just kidding. Professionals and performance. Yeah. So these are basically seniority, race. Let's see. Role. I think role. Yeah, role. So these are basically the 5 components or 4 components to what do you call it? The 4 components. Whatever. These are the components to determining what matters and like who gets what loot in like in a raid. Now, in my opinion, right? I think this is what you should, like, this is how you should determine it. For classic WoW, it's a little bit different since tanks are really important. So we're gonna do performance, current gear, role, attitude, seniority. In my opinion, that is how you make decisions for loot council, right? Wait, I'm confused here. What's wrong with the mods? What happened? Somebody put the N-word in chat? Who cares? They just ban them. Like, I mean... I never understood, like, it's like... You know whenever you're in, like, 3rd grade and somebody makes a fart sound and all the other kids are... You know, it's the same fucking thing. It's so annoying. I think that's just so stupid. They just overreact to it. The reason why people are overreacting to it is they want to have it happen, and by overreacting to it, they're giving that person a sense of satisfaction out of doing what they're doing, so it reinforces the behavior to make it happen more often. So they overreact on purpose. Okay, so let's see right here. So we have in order, this is my opinion on what I think that you should make decisions for loot councils for, right? In order. Performance, that's the most important thing. If someone sucks, they don't get gear. Number 2, current gear. If they already have tier 1 gear and you've got somebody else that's got a blue piece of gear, it's bad. The tier 2 piece is probably going to go to the person that has the, the blue gear instead of the tier 1, assuming they're both equal in skill. And also beyond that, assuming they have basically the same gear and they perform about the same, the next thing that I would look at is role. So if your role is as, let's say, a healer, or actually, most of the time, like, yeah, okay, yeah. So if your role is a tank, you're going to get the gear over somebody whose role is like a DPS or something like that, generally. And next thing, assuming all of those are the same, you look at their attitude. What do they bring to the raid as an intangible? Are they pleasant to play with? Do people like this person in the guild? Is this person agreeable and able to deal with problems and not rude or obnoxious or stupid, right? Role should be highest. I think it depends on the situation. Like, it's like really a case-by-case basis. Because most of the items, right, what about contributions to success? Well, how do you define contributions to success? I would say performance is contribution. Performance and seniority. Those are the 2 main things that I look. And they're obviously like bookends for how you make decisions. Attitude is too subjective? Well, you're absolutely right. And I'm the one that's making the subjective decision. Because I'm the guild master and everybody has trusted me to make the right decision. That's the way it goes. Attendance is... I guess, like, yeah, attendance is probably... If I had to add in attendance... I always forget that people stop showing up for raids sometimes. I would say attendance is probably, like... maybe even number 1. Like, I mean, it depends, right? Like, if they're not showing up regularly... Remember me, Nettle from Futility, this is my compensation for taking your guild members. I don't. I'm sorry. I really don't remember you. But I hope they're helping your guild a lot. The odds are, if they are people that quit our guild, they probably, I'm sorry that you had to do that to yourself. Thank you, though. I appreciate that. Let's see. Attendance and performance can always be improved on. One thing that I've learned about players is that they never get better. If somebody's bad at the game, if they're not improving immediately, they will never improve. They'll never get better. There are people that I played with in Cataclysm that are just as shitty then as they are now. They never improve. They always are just shitty. And that's all there is to it. And no, I'm serious. Like, I've seen so many people like that. People don't change. I really think that most, like 95% of players, their playing ability never really improves beyond like the plateau that they reach maybe like a couple of months into the game, right? And a couple of months into raiding, I mean. And then after that, they're basically always going to be the same. No, people can get mad about that. Yeah, no. Wrong? Sure. I mean, like maybe you've had another example. But here this is my experience. Let me get a drink. Where's your Dr. Pepper? Son of a fuck, I ran out of Dr. Pepper. Hot sucker, dude. Okay, it's the way it goes, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I've been a guild master and a guild leader for over 10 years, and I've seen players evolve over years, over expansions, over a long period of time. And this is what I've kind of come to expect. I mean, this isn't some kind of like a random, opinion that I have that, is completely unsubstantiated. I'm substantiating this with 10 years of experience over that. EPGP is the best? No, it's not. I don't want to reward people who show up. I want to reward winners. Showing up should be assumed. If you're showing up, I don't care. Like if you're performing and you're doing what you need to do, that's what I care about. Like showing up, wow, good job. This isn't third grade. This isn't second. This isn't elementary school track and field. You're not going to get a blue ribbon, an 8th place trophy, an attendance award. Nobody gives a fuck about attendance. You show up, and that's the way it goes. And if you don't show up, we'll replace you with somebody who will. There are so many people that want to raid and want to get into these raids. Every single person is replaceable. It's the way it goes. Attendance and performance should be tied together. Yeah, I mean, that's probably true. I'd say, yeah, attendance and performance is probably the same. Yeah, that's true. And it also depends on, like, what role. Many times, like, obviously, like, a lot of DPS players aren't going to want the same gear that, like, a tank is going to want, in terms of, like, trinkets and stuff. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure that, obviously these do, role can be important or it cannot be important. And I think it's just really a case-by-case basis. And attitude. I want to talk about attitude. Because this is the one that a lot of people had, I said that in chat. They'd be like, oh, wait, well, what do you mean attitude? Well, what do you mean? That's subjective. What do you mean? Yeah, you're goddamn right. Is seniority a Mexican thing? No, it has nothing to do with Mexicans, honestly. Class, you should gear warlocks before mages, for instance. Why? What is the functional advantage that we get for gearing warlocks instead of mages first? Right? I want to listen to this song. What do we get? We get, like, what, 1% more damage? Like summons? As far as I know, having more crit rating for a warlock, what are you going to get, a critical summon? What? I mean, like, no, we're going to gear whoever shows up and plays the game right. Right? I mean, that's obviously what we're going to do. I don't give a fuck, right? I mean, if a mage is going to do slightly more DPS or more DPS than a warlock or vice versa, I don't care. If they show up and they do their job, that is so much more important than doing, are you going to do 550 or 600 DPS? Let me tell you a secret. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, who cares? We're going to be able to clear the raids easily no matter what. Having a good and a happy raid full of people that feel like they're being rewarded and fulfilled for the time that they're investing in the raid is 1,000 times more important than getting an extra 50 DPS out of the entire raid. Like, trust me, I've done this for a long, long time. I know what I'm talking about here. This is the true hit cap. Who cares? Like, I mean, yeah, obviously they need to hit cap, but I'm pretty sure they can do that. And that's like a very specific thing, right? Yes, obviously hit cap, we'll have to deal with that, etc. But like, let's say you're the class that isn't getting the gear. Now at this point, you're gonna feel bad. It's like, why are you showing up to the raid whenever other people are just getting gear over you by the nature of them being another class? Like, who wants to go to a raid like that? Like, who wants to spend their 3 hours a week doing that, and they're not even gonna get anything out of it? Like, we don't want to... The thing is that the raids are not hard enough to where I need to prioritize performance over somebody's fulfillment in the guild, usually. I want to prioritize performance between people of the same class, of course, but in general, or somebody, like, if I know somebody's just not even trying, I don't want to give them gear. And also, like, EPGP, somebody had this example. I'll give you a very, very personal example of EPGP for me and why I don't like it. So this was back in Firelands. The necklace from Shanox dropped. It was the heroic necklace for Shanox. There is another warrior in the guild that sat on the bench every fucking day for months because he was so shitty that nobody in the guild would take a risk to bring him into progression. That happened, and I got invited into the guild, and I was the one that actually made sure that we killed Shanox on heroic, and then they gave the necklace to him because he had more EPGP than I did. I told the guildmaster, I said, if this happens again, I'm quitting the guild. Like, I'm quitting the guild. Like, why am I going to raid with this guild if I'm literally clearing the raid to give somebody else my gear? Right? I'm quitting the guild. Like, there's no way I'm going to do that. So I think it's very important for people to feel like they're actually spending their time in a meaningful way. That's the point that I'm trying to make. Same as DKP. Yeah, the only fair system is Loot Council. It's also, the problem with Loot Council, though, is that it also can be the least fair system. And, like, in my opinion, I think that Loot Council is the way that we're going to do the guild, right? Fair, no bias? Well, absolutely. Well, the thing is, like, the bias is, there's obviously a bias in Loot Council, but the idea is the bias will be determined by someone's performance and input into the guild rather than their personal relationship with the people that are on the Loot Council, right? I mean, that's generally the way that it goes. Lots of them have more damage as they have gear. Yeah, I'm just saying. If you have trusted leadership, Loot Council is always the best. Exactly, Rick, exactly. Loot Council is always the best decision if you can trust the people that are in the guild. Like, and I think everybody should trust me. Like, I'm not gonna, I'm really, like, I think you guys should trust me. Like, I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm serious, like, look. Really? Really, nobody's gonna trust me for Loot Council. Give me one reason why you guys shouldn't trust me. One reason. Ninja looting? I did. I've ninja looted hundreds of things. I'm not going to ninja loot anything in the guild. I won't do that. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I stopped ninja looting after I started streaming, unfortunately, because people had like a reason to trust me. I never break someone's trust. At least if they have a reason to trust me. If somebody just randomly trusts me for some stupid reason, then it's their fault. But if I tell somebody I'm going to do something, I will do that thing. Right? I never directly lie to somebody. Or I try not to. You're going to ninja Thunder Fury? I'm not ninjaing it. Like, that's not ninja looting. Like, if I'm the guild master and the main tank of the guild. Like, what do you want to roll off Thunder Fury? You want to roll off the bindings? Let's do some common sense here. Like, come on. Obviously, you're gonna give it to somebody. Like, and this is the way that legendaries always work. You always loot counciled legendaries, even if you had DKP to go for them later on. That's how most guilds did that. Even guilds that had DKP would loot council the legendaries on top of that. That's the goal. The guild to get Asmongold Thunder Fury? Well, no, because then how am I gonna get tier 3 too? It's Corrupted Ashbringer. Like, no, it's not just Thunder Fury, it's all those items too. But the point that I'm trying to make, right? GDKP runs? Yeah, I was back in Rat. Why would you ninja your own guild? Well, yeah, I mean, why would I do that? Like, it seems stupid. It's like, basically, it's like the goose that lays golden eggs. Ninja looting is like killing the goose. You don't kill the goose because they're getting you gear. The thing is that making short-term selfish decisions is usually not good in the long term. That's all there is to it. Like, as I said, guys, I've made, like, look at this. Let me see if I can find this here. Asmongold Guild. Look at these. Wait, there's just a million of these. They don't even show my actual videos. I used to make like tons of videos about like guild management and stuff like that. And now it's just a bunch of fucking stuff. Okay, god damn it. Okay, that's the way it goes, man. Yeah, all the other channels. Nobody's even gonna see it. I'm not gonna ninja Ashbringer drops. Why would I ninja Corrupted Ashbringer? Like, why would I do that? What do I get out of ninja looting Corrupted Ashbringer? Like, I'm just going to be able to get it again because we're killing the boss every week. Eventually, I'm going to get Corrupted Ashbringer. It's not a good weapon for me. It's not like it's my best in slot. It's purely a cosmetic item, basically, for a warrior. So I would ninja loot Corrupted Ashbringer to what? Do the event and then make everybody else in the guild mad that I obviously completed 4 horsemen with and max? Fuck no, I'm not going to do that because I can just go back and get it again. It's literally the best weapon. It is for sword spec. I'm not playing sword spec. What'd your GM say back then about the neck? Oh, he said he agreed with me. He kicked the other person out of the guild for me. Because I was better, and I earned my spot more than he did. And yeah, that was the way it goes. He didn't kick him out of the guild. He just put him on standby forever. And he made sure that he never got loot over me. And people leave your guild because it's bad management or corrupt. Exactly. So that's what I'm saying, is if you have unfair rules, people will leave the guild. That's the way that it goes. So the way that I'm going to handle that is I'm going to have fair rules where everybody gets what they want. Right? I mean, that's the only smart thing to do. And so, yeah, I'm not worried about this at all. Just a second here. Ask for a Twitch name and check for Spurgery. That's true. Don't lie to us. You would ninja loot Corrupted Ashbringer as soon as it drops. I honestly would not. I would not ninja loot Corrupted Ashbringer. I get nothing out of it. Like, I get nothing out of looting Corrupted Ashbringer. Like, no, clip it. Yeah, clip it all you want. Like, I'm not going to ninja loot Corrupted Ashbringer. Now, eventually, after everybody that needs it gets it, the first person who's going to get it as a cosmetic item, basically, yeah, it's going to be me. But the people that actually want to use Corrupted Ashbringer for raiding, yeah, fuck yeah, of course. Like, of course we're going to give it to them. Like, I'm not going to take a cosmetic upgrade from somebody else that's in the guild. Like, the thing is that I need to... In order to win, you can't win all the time. You can't get every single item the first time that it drops. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you have to give other people stuff so they will give that stuff to you. What happens after Nax? Well, you just do Nax again. Like, we're going to spend so long clearing Nax, everybody's going to have Corrupted Ashbringer. Like, it's not going to be a big deal. The issue is people do not trust a person who has the fame of Ninja Looter. Well, if they don't trust me, then they're stupid. I only do things that are advantageous to me. I said this before, right? I always act in self-interest. There is nothing in my mind that helps me in the long run by ninja looting something from my own guild. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't help me. Okay, let's get this done. Listen, finish up, because, yeah, as I said, like, I think it's very easy to bait me into talking about the same thing forever. Okay, let's go. Alright, let's see here. No cause anyone wants to be in the guild? Well, you'll see, dude. Alright, let's see. So this is basically it. Do we have any other... do you have any other, concerns or comments that may affect your, our decision? Our decision. Okay, let's see. Let's see, okay. Free message. Ask about professions. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, I mean, they should have engineering, but I mean, we don't need engineering to do the raid. Ask about age, cock size. Let's see, raid times. Ask about consumables. I mean, like, it's not, I don't need to ask about consumables, because here's what happens, is one guy brings consumables and the other guy doesn't. The guy that brings consumables outperforms the guy that doesn't, and the guy that doesn't get the consumables doesn't get the gear. Like, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, like, literally, it's self-correcting. Like, don't worry about that. Okay, yeah, don't even worry about that. Okay, let's see, ask about raid times. Yeah, I mean, like, that's the thing. Actually, let me do that right here. Okay. Are you able to meet the raid times? Tuesday, Wednesday. during, I'd say like 2 p.m. CST. This is subject to change. Just a placeholder time now. I'm not sure what the time is going to be yet. 2 p.m.? What do you mean? What do you mean, 2 p.m.? Midweek, yeah. Don't you have a job? No, most people don't have jobs. No, they don't have jobs. What do you mean? Like, I don't want people to have jobs in my guild. Because if they have jobs, then they're like, oh, well, work called me in. I can't be there. Oh, I have to work. I can't be there. No, we need people that are going to be on all the time. And we're going to be able to get enough of them. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. Okay? How do you pay for a sub then? Welfare. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean how do you pay for a sub? Just get welfare. It's fine, man. Yeah. I mean, people that played vanilla back then are so old now. I mean, they're probably retired. They've got time to play the game all the time. So it's not even a big deal. A committed WoW player doesn't have a job. Exactly. Contact with, yeah. I don't want to add a contact information because I can just get a response from them that way. And I can just follow up with them some way. I'm not too worried about it. Okay, so Asmongold guild application. Class and spec you want to raid as, current WoW armory, location, age, are you able to meet the raid times? Why do you want to join the guild? What do you bring to the guild? Are you okay with sitting for boss fights, previous raid experience? Do you have a mic? Do you stream? Are you okay with loot council? Do you have any other concerns or comments? Actually, by the way, if you can't talk in raid, I'm going to say mic is required. Anybody who doesn't use a mic in raids, I'll just get somebody else. I don't want to play with mimes. Yeah, your mic is right. Yeah, okay, this is good. Link Armory, I had that there. Twitch name to check their logs. I don't know if I have that. Ask if they have a Twitch Prime. That's a good idea. Okay, gender. I don't really give a shit about that, honestly. 40 people talking. What do you mean? No, I don't want them to talk all the time. I want them to be able to talk. Right? I don't want them to... I like to run my raids like a prison. Like, nobody talks. Everybody stands in the same line. Everybody does exactly what they need to do. Nobody has fun in the raid. Nobody has fun. And we just kill the mobs, and that's it. We're done. Right? Like, I remember there was one time in Siege of Orgrimmar where I came into Siege of Orgrimmar, and they said, Asmon, get invent. Or Mumble. It was at that time Mumble. And I said, okay, just a minute. I never got invent. Or I never got in Mumble. I sat there the whole raid. I never heard a word from anyone. We killed basically all the bosses in the first try. And I left the raid. I didn't say a word to anyone. Best raid of my fucking life. That was it. Yeah, I used to do that all the time. Class, spec, and race. Enable the required option, bottom right. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, let me actually make sure I have all these set up. I didn't even notice that, the required. Okay, let me get all that done. And then we'll look at the Hazel video and see what she says. Okay, just 1 second. Join the guild. Okay, good. What do you bring to the guild? Everything. Okay. Just a second. Make sure I get all these set up. And then I'll put the information out there. Okay, good. Family and kids. Yeah, I know, Nixie. I won't forget your video, okay? I will probably do... Let me see. Where is that video again? Okay, I found it. Yeah, never mind. I've got it. Watch Mr. GM's video, Classic versus Retail, 30-minute comparison. That's 2 hours of content. But first thing, I want to make sure that I get this done. Are you going to allow people that just farm the mats? Oh, slaves? Yeah. Absolutely. So we'll have, yeah. And the way that we're going to handle that, right, is that if somebody farms and gives us a bunch of materials, like towards the end of the tier or whenever we get an extra spot, we'll just bring them into the raids, right? Maybe give them some gear that people don't need. And that's the way that it goes. Like, my mom was that for my guild. She would farm materials for us all the time. And we would take her through Nax, and it was fucking great. It was like a perfect relationship. It's kind of like, you know, it's like in the army. You need people that actually make the swords and shields. You don't just need the people that swing them around. Because if you have people that swing them around and nobody's making any swords or shields, well then, what are they going to swing around? You need to have like an entire thing. And it is a group accomplishment. right? Like, I know how this shit works, guys. Okay, let me make sure that I have this set up. Asmongold guild application, you know, class inspect you want to rate as. All right, any final questions or final comments about the application before we take a look at the video? Ask people for Twitch username. I was thinking about that, but I decided not to. Name and contact. I don't want to add their name and contact right now because then I'm going to review these on stream and I don't want to show everybody what their name and contact is. That's the only reason that I haven't done it. Okay. Let's see. Ask them for a Blizz ID. No, yeah, I'm not going to do that right now. Ask a question mark. Ask your political views. Yeah, we're not going to have any liberals in our guild. Only communists. Make the last question not required. No, they can just say no. I mean, like, in-game nickname. Yeah, we already have that for their armory. Okay, credit card details, mother's maiden name, social security number, verification code for their credit card. Let's see, what else beyond that? Zip code, middle name, first pet they had, name of it, and their elementary school. Yeah, I forgot about that too. Okay, relationship status. The thing is that, like, you can say that it'd be bad to have a girlfriend, but they could just have their girlfriend play their character too. So, I mean, you know, it's a hit and miss. All right, let's go ahead. We're going to send this out. Give me 1 second. I don't know what's going to happen whenever I click this button. Okay. Yeah, okay.